glad to see you here. I think today's lesson will be best one for you. Our debate is about paper book and e-book. First of all, I give some information about benefit of reading book. Reading book is important for you because reading book is improve your knowledge and broaden your horizon and improve mental and memory and communication skill. And it can be open window of the world and reduce stress and increase your mental health and help you live longer. As Stephen King said, book is uniquely portable magic. In short, we have videos about book. Let's watch it.
The very first forms of writing date back almost 6,000 years ago to an ancient people called the Sumerians, who started etching in their early alphabet into moist clay tablets using a triangular tool called a calamus. The clay was then fired in a kiln to harden. This new ability, writing things down, proved to be popular, and for the next 1,000 or so years, tablets were the only good way to do it. That's until papyrus scrolls came along. The oldest known scrolls date back to ancient Egypt, almost 4,500 years ago. Papyrus is a thick material made from thin strands of papyrus plant stem glued together that's more like a fabric than a paper. This was an upgrade from the heavy clay tablets, but scrolls still weren't simple. They were usually between 10 and 50 feet long and usually took 2 hands to use because they were so heavy. The papyrus would also crack easily, but before long, the Romans had a solution. They created the codex, which sounds like a secret gadget, but is just a series of scrolls that were bound together and opened like a book. The wooden covers protected the pages, which were now made from a material called parchment, made from animal skins. Over in China, the earliest books were made of thin pieces of bamboo bound together with hemp, silk, or leather. Sometime between 618 and 907, the very first books were printed in China. They were made using a time-consuming method called woodblock printing, where the words are carved into wood and stamped onto pages. In the 1040s, a Chinese man named Bi Zhen invented movable type printing, which used pre-made character blocks made of ceramic or clay. This design would later be improved on by Johannes Gutenberg, who invented the printing press. This changed everything, because for the first time, books were mass-produced quickly. Before the printing press, people only copied a couple pages per day, but now thousands of pages could be produced. That means that books, and the incredible knowledge they can contain, became available for more and more people at cheaper and cheaper prices. Today, books are all made from using the same basic process. The words are printed on big sheets of paper, which are cut into smaller pages, double the length of a book. Those pages are then folded in half and sewn together. Finally, the sewn and folded pages are cut to final size and glued to the spine of the book's cover. Today, what we think of as a book is always changing. E-books, audiobooks, and other digital readers are becoming a bigger and bigger part of daily life. But most experts agree that physical, bound books will never go away completely. And now you know the history.
Our group made prepared for slide interesting facts about books. There are
around 130 million published books. Although it's impossible for us to come up with an exact number, according to Google, they believe it's around 130 million books. And secondly, the most sold book, it is Bible. The Bible is sold all over the world, which makes it the most sold books there is. And it estimated there are 5 billion printed copies of it around the world. Thirdly, the longest book in the world is Remembrance of Things Past. According to Guinness World Records, Remembrance of Things Past is the longest book in the world. It has 9,609 characters, including spaces. It was written by Marcel Proust, who was from France in 1912. And next one is the most expensive book in the world is the Codex Legislator. The Codex Legislator is the most expensive book in the world. You are not going to believe how much is it sold for. The science book sold is $30.8 billion 1994. It was Leonardo da Vinci's science diary. And next one is the first ever story written was the epic the Gilgamesh. It is believed that the first ever book written was the epic of Gilgamesh. The story was written in 2100 BCE in the cuneiform script, which is one of the oldest forms of writing. And next one is the largest collection consists of 1.5 billion books. According to the Guinness World Records, the largest privately owned collection of the book is massive, 1.5 billion. They are owned by John Q. Wyndham, who lives in India, in the USA. He is to keep them in lots of different places because he doesn't have enough space in his house. They are in the garage in his two-story building and even outside. And since if you read 20 minutes a day, you would have read 1.8 billion words in a year. All it takes is 20 minutes a day. If you read for this long every 4 years, then you would have read 1.8 billion words. You will be like a human dictionary. Next, you can read books in a lot of different ways, including e-books and audiobooks. And close to 23% of the USA population purchases e-books, and 20 make up for 191 billion e-books sold throughout the year. Next one is the person who draws pictures and books is called an illustrator. Take a look at your books and they will say illustrated by and etc. The illustrator and the person who draws all pictures in the book. Books don't always have to have one illustrator. There can be multiple. If you love art, then you might like to work as an illustrator when you are older. Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press. We need to thank Johannes Gutenberg for the books we have today. He invented the printing press, which printing press was onto paper. This was in 1440. It meant that thousands of books could be produced very quickly. Thank you for your attention.
Dear audience, I have one question for you. If you have a chance, which one would you choose to read? Paper book or e-book?
We choose paper book because paper book is very comfortable for reading.
Okay. Today both groups are arguing with each other. First of all, I introduce two groups. First group is second to none, that prefer to read paper book, and next group is mastermind that wants to use a book. Now let me introduce our judges. They are Tishaboyeva Oshrin and Mamatov Bahodir and Igamkulva Sarnos Hasanov Foster. They give us information about criteria.
Dear teams, as a member of the jury, I consider it my duty to remind you the criteria of evolution. Your speech will be assessed according to responses and viewpoints. So you must use examples, facts, use of gestures, tone of voice, and convincing the audience. Good luck, all of you.
If you are ready for debate, we will begin our debate. Good luck for everyone.
Okay, thank you for your attention and hi everybody, ladies and gents. Our group protect our opinions and related to the topic, advantages of print book and also the disadvantages of e-books too. First of all, I'm going to count how many advantages of print or paper books. It doesn't matter then. They are especially at least 7 or more of them, of course. So I will begin with the most important reason. It is not to get distracted, sleeping better, and higher academic achievement, and also the absorbing more information, and also easier on the eyes. So, readers on the print books absorb and remember more of the plot than readers of the e-book too. And according to the study that was presented in Italy in 2014, in an earlier study, readers' print also scored higher in other areas such as empathy, immersion in the book, and also understanding of the narrative. So scientists believe that this effect is related to the tactile sensation of holding a book in your hands. In other words, with a print book, it is either to go back and more comfortable confirm information. And it is of our audience and your turn.
First of all, now our group's theme is about the most useful sites of e-books. We choose these sites of books because first of all, e-book is presented a format that allows you read in electronic device like computer and handheld things. First of all, e-book was invented in USA by George Hart, and the first e-book was US Declaration, Independence Declaration in 1971. And why we choose this format of books? Because we love short and small things but with high with more books. For example, this device equal to more than 1,000 books. That's why we choose these types of books.
Thank you for your opinion. I a little bit agree with you. However, many things, paper books better for our health than e-books. Studies have shown that many reasons, such as number one, paper books increase our memory. Number two, paper books reduce stress. Number three, paper books they may help reduce the risk of internet disease. Number four, paper books improve our lifespan. What do you think about it? Do you agree with me or not?
As the technology develops, nothing remains untouched, and paper is no exception. The e-books was established. It is downloadable files, including everything, and typically found the potential formats. For example, including numbers of pages, tables of graphs, pictures, and layouts, just like other books. If you only have a tablet, you can download many of downloadable files, for example, e-books.
Yes, you are right, but I have some idea for printed books, advantages of printed books. We now mostly reader prefer to printed books than e-books. For instance, the great scholars of past used printed books, and they left us valuable and interesting and necessary books. Left us, and e-books required to battery, chargers, electricity, and others, but printed books not require these actions. For instance, I'm currently living in dormitory. Some days ago, we had some electricity problem, and we couldn't read e-books. Any e-books, so we had a candle. We could read printed books, and e-books distracts us in other cases.
You know that nowadays people don't buy books by self, but they are use library books. We know that, and at libraries there are some rules for using e-books. For example, we don't write at books, or not. We don't highlight our best quotes, but in e-books we do everything we want. For example, in our device have special highlights, or we rewrite these books, and we add our new ideas for this, or we don't need any bookmarks for this, because when we open these ebooks, we would continue last read it page.
Okay, good day, students and teachers. Yes, you are right, but I also disagree with this point of view, because considering that many jobs require computer screen all day, it's wise to get your eyes break when you use it. And also, generally speaking, the estimated that 428 university students complained of strained eyes after the electronic books and reading digitally. Then, what do you think? Why elementary pupils don't use electronic books? Many pupils and students prefer to read a book because electronic books can cause many such kind of screen fatigues. For example, redness, brick vision, and dryness, and many diseases. And with printed books, you don't have to worry about it. The next, besides, in addition to reading a book before you go to bed, it is a brain activity for useful our brain. And the next, doctors say that the pleasant smell called of the new books is useful for our nostril. It cannot cause many allergies. That's it.
Yes, you are right, but I also disagree with your opinion. In the process of reading printed books, our eyes become tired, and also and our vision slows down. Many of my acquaintances who are read books, I know almost they wear glasses, and else one of the benefit side a book is adjustable size font. If the font of the size of font is too small for you, book readers easily change them since you increase or decrease size of font. Reading become easier on your eyes. And for example, some materials in our current learning process is very small print, and when we use them, we enlarge them. Maybe you are right, but also in this world, scientists believe that and say that print books children help to children become better readers, and also according to the scientists, another study of young children between ages of 3 and 5 revealed that kids have a lower comprehension of the story when their parents read to them on an electronic book.
Maybe you're right, but I don't agree because ebooks has also helpful features for children and adults. For example, disability of eyes and children how to read that new words and how to learn a new language. It helps to how to pronounce a word. So I don't agree. It is ebook very helpful. It helps each other. It helps other features such as videos and 3D models of books. And I have some ideas. Ebooks has a shareable content. You can share ebooks with multiple users and the social features on ebooks allows to share and liking on ebooks and also you can share a printed books one person at a time, but ebooks can be shared many people one time. So students and employees prefer ebooks nowadays because it's not take a lot time and money.
Okay, all ideas true or fact, but unfortunately, please look at the blackboard. Skill is real. Skill is real because skills don't lie, and books are weight than ebooks. And unfortunately, the statistics shows last breaking news is 90% of people still read printed books, and 6% of people read only ebooks. This information is written at Wall Street Journal, and in my opinion, book is the breed S. So we put this book is on the top of the shelf, or the book is turned on the different the high lengths, but majority young students or young people the different downloads different stories or novels, and for example, majority students download the Quran book, and this Quran is in the telephone, and they put this telephone on the pocket. And can you imagine the Quran is put in the pocket? I don't this idea.
Okay, your ideas was true, 100% true. It's facts, but I have another opinions. It's not my opinion, it's whole world's now opinion. We now living at 21st century. It's modernizing century. It's developing century. Before 30 years old, people didn't realize about phones. Only use messages, paper messages, and it was very, how can I say, it was very, depends a lot of money, but nowadays phones are part of our life. E-books also, this equal this fact, because books, simple paper books invented BC, I don't remember, before 1 million or 100 years ago, and nowadays our community depends that kind of e-books. What I say is about this information. We are developing. E-books are our future. And second one, some students said that in your group, why nowadays elementary students don't use e-books. If nowadays e-books are very young in our society, if young children
I partly disagree with this your idea because when you read an e-book, you will be continue e-book, and during the reading e-book and different advertisements or different videos come to the cell phone, and you want or you don't want. You shoot these videos, but your ideas are different sizes, or you don't remember your novels or stories, and you don't forget what you are reading.
Thank you, Jonathan. It looks like you agree with my opinion. We know e-books, in the adaptation, e-books are very publicity or high. However, I have a question for you. What would you do if you have battery issues or pop-up ads or that is advertising? I can repeat it. What would you do if you have battery issues or pop-up ads such as advertising while reading e-books?
You have chargers. We use chargers.
It's not
difficult things for in our society, in our century.
Yes, I know it's not difficult. However, while you're reading, you have motivation, you have feelings. When you have battery issues, you don't less motivations or feelings. You know that I think it's time consuming or time wasting.
You know one fact, if for example you want to read e-books at night, but sometimes in our region switch off electricity, and in that condition we use our e-books for it, because simple paper books not allowed read at night. Scientists say that it's very harmful for our eyes reading paper books at night, because in that time we lost a lot of our eyes flash and our contrast.
It's true your idea, but when you are reading a book at night, and you may drink flesh or different drinks, but when you are reading e-book during the night, but body or your eyes or face, and a book leads to your can cause hair effect or eye issue or different illnesses. Because telephone is impact on your body or health.
I disagree. In our society, there are also many blind people. The reason why blind people, this person don't hear. Who are able to read, they may listen to electronic books.
Okay, I disagree too, but because different in the fact that 75% of people prefer to printed books. For example, imagine you are applicant, and which books do you like? Which prefer do you like, or a book or a printed book? Because a book is less time, and when you are a book and you lost your valuable time, and printed books, your printed books is increases your different memories or decisions. When you are printed books, you may imagine the in your story. For example, different heroes in the novel or story, and as is in the novel is you.
You are right, but you can get less but quality information like presentation in a book without reading much time in paper book. Also, they wait at home. In our school days, we carried here books in our bags and our shoulders ached. At present, all of the books on our phones, and books are so we walk lightly.
Okay.
Okay, yes, you are right. But reading a paper book don't require battery. For example, if you're reading a book in the mobile phone, it has many disrupts. For example, calling maybe somebody or sending messages, and you disrupt them. And the next, both paper book and a book tired on your eyes, because but paper book is a less disease than a book. Besides, if you're reading a paper book, the book is the own property, and the style is forever. Stay forever.
I hear that you all have only one reason for against us. Only you have batteries, but we are living at technological century. We use solar panels for our battery. We have all things for using our phones. And second one, Harvard professor said that Harvard professor Michael Jordan said that there is best ways to prepare IELTS, you know. The best way for prepare IELTS is listening e-books, and if you choose paper books, you don't use your earphones on, or you don't put your earphones your paper books. You use this one, and this one is now acceptable, and there is no doubt we are future.
Okay. Your ideas is true, but we don't only batteries, no. Imagine, or all technologies is lost around the world. All technologies, or land, or batteries, and all technologies are lost around the world. And we have the facts and news. And according to the Harvard Medical School, study reading a light emitting a book before Bitfinder and your ability to sleep, and decreases your alertness and your minds, and your opinions is shorter than others.
Thanks, Naza. Analysis have shown that elderly bookworms and voracious prefer paper books than e-books. Because of e-books, it's strain on the eye. Yes, of course, strain on the eye and destroy concentration and pain to alternate disease. Some of allergies reasons.
Maybe it has e-books, it causes diseases, illness, but paper books, it causes environment, global warming. Its e-books are environment friendly. Statistics show that today 2 million books, and for using around 3 million trees to make it. So it's caused a lot of disease for environment, global warming, such as and others. And it causes a lot of chopped forest, and it causes burning deserts, so that it's harmful for our nature.
Okay, your idea is true, but this American history of the people, the different of China's or Indians people, first of all the years, and write different trees and the bands of the and American people or anticipate that there is a bright future for printed books and recent survey, and according to the results, printed books will continue to be important, relevant, or interesting. But e-books will not continue in the future, because, for example, telephones or cell phones, computers, laptops are made someone, and this person lost 1 minute. This technology.
Maybe you are right, but in my opinion, unlike the printed books have to be ordered or purchased from to the bookstore and waiting for delivery of traveling to the bookstore, but ebook readers can easily access any book, any time, anywhere. A device is enough to read. Read any number of books you want. Students need the most out of it. They
don't have to carry a lot of books every day.
Gulsana's idea is very great, but Gulsana, I have a question to you. Imagine that you are your teacher must read this novel or this story, and this telephone, or you are writing different messages or different peers or your parents, and telephones or computers are break down. What do you do is this time? Or story. Because this lesson is very important to you. What do you do?
This question for Gulsana.
Don't speak Uzbek language.
Today, technology center, everybody has a cell phone, computer, maybe neighbor, maybe classmates have a cell phone and both it and use e-books and also it's impossible. See, it's not impossible, but you don't break down. But a printed book takes a lot of time and money. For example, your book burned or lost it. You purchased it and you wait to a long time, and it's inconvenient for. And also, I have some ideas. It is possible to read and do other exercise. It is we do 2 tasks one time. For example, we listen an audio book, and also we do some chores or running. But printed book don't anything, only read and pen, but don't any exercise and activities. Your idea inspires people too, but unfortunately, this technology are made different, not Uzbek people, but foreign or abroad people, and you don't different communicate or the different Uzbek peoples are imagine you are not the Uzbek people, and you abroad people can at any time the breakdown or different programs is stopped at any period or now.